Fisher. Senator Inhofe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Burkle, let me address a little friendlier jurisdiction question to you. Last week, the Consumer Product Safety Commission set a major new precedent by granting a petition to ban the use of an entire class of chemicals, organohalogen, which is a flame retardant. In taking the action, I believe the Commission is moving to regulate what the EPA is better equipped to review. With the passage of TSCA, and you're very familiar with that, and I was authored, and in fact, all 9 members of this committee who are also on Environment and Public Works supported a flame retardant chemical is one of the first 10 priority substances to be evaluated by the EPA. So I'd ask you the question, who do you think is better equipped to take the lead on the review of organohalogen flame retardants, the Commission or the EPA?
Thank you, Senator Inhofe. My belief is that we partner with EPA on many different issues, but in this situation, given the resources and the amount of staff that EPA has, I think they're in a better position to handle this issue that I didn't disagree with, because I don't think we should be in the business of banning classes of chemicals. We should be looking at chemicals individually, and I think in this instance, EPA certainly, from a resource perspective, certainly has the resources.
And a talent perspective, because these, that was considered to be the first major environmental achievement in the last decade, and we're all very proud and very much bipartisan, I might add.
Thank you, and you should be. It was quite an accomplishment.
Dr. Gallaudet, with your background as a naval officer, you know how important it is for accurate weather prediction, and I'm sure that you're familiar with the Oklahoma University, the National Weather Center and the National Severe Storms Laboratory, and we have a very strong presence and a lot of talent there. What are some of the ways that you would work to ensure that NOAA can continue to focus on this mission? But before answering that, are you familiar with what we're doing at Oklahoma University?
Yes, Senator. Very, very much. In my last job, my deputy commander was a graduate of Oklahoma, and
I'm aware of that. Yes.
But thank you for your question. What's terrific about the Weather Research and Forecasting Innovation Act is it calls out specifically improving our tornado warning, severe storm warning, hurricane warnings as well, forecasting. And so I see a great opportunity to implement the provisions of that act, specifically with respect to severe storm warning.
Yeah, and we hear a lot of talk about the tragedy of the hurricanes recently, but we're used to tornadoes, and what they've done now is just miraculous. So they can, in their prediction capabilities, there. I'm very proud of them. Mr. Elliott, you've had a long career in focusing the day-to-day operations, moving hazardous material on railroads, and you've seen firsthand how the new technology, new designs, and new materials contribute to improving the safety transporting of hazardous materials. How would you, as the PHMSA administrator, encourage the development and use in the field of new technology, designs, and materials in support of their safety mission?
Thank you for the question, Senator Inhofe. There's probably one great benefit of being a long-tenured railroad employee is that you've seen how much technology has really improved safety and efficiency in that industry.
Yeah, and your discussion with us, we really do appreciate the fact that you have, I don't know of anyone who could have a better background than you have.
Well, thank you. And as I always made a point of every new employee that came to work in my group to talk to them, and one of the points I always made that, I told them that I was envious of them. I wish I were younger so I could start my career all over again. Not because, of my time on the railroad, but because of what I see will be the advancements over the next 5 to 10 to 15 years in technology, automation, research, and development that will promote safety. So to your question, how would if I'm confirmed, promote that as the administrator of PHMSA. I think it's absolutely critical. Again, I'll talk perhaps from the industry I know best, the railroad, but I really do believe it's a perfect storm of safety. I really do believe with some of the work that's being done now and some of the research labs that, many of the causes of some of the major incidents that we see today, and it's not just the railroad, but the pipeline industry is following this too, will be able to identify and allow for correction of defects and deficiencies long before they can ever turn into a catastrophic incident. I think one of the important roles of PHMSA working with our colleagues at the Federal Railroad Administration is to continually promote the advancements, that research and development, that automation, that technology, that innovation, so that we can see the results of all of that great work in the not too near distance future.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Well, Mr. Elliott, I wish I were younger again, but not necessarily to start a new career all over again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator Inhofe. Senator Klobuchar.